Hi, I'm Kirby Hiscox. I'm here with David Cantu of LifeCoachAustin.com. We're talking about loving yourself. David, how can one love other people bigger or better?
I think a key way to do that is to be authentic, to be true to yourself. And in order to love other people, it's going to help a whole lot if you think well of yourself, if you love yourself.
We often treat people the way we treat ourselves.
That's exactly right, Kirby. So if I think well of myself, I am much more likely to think well of you.
Yes.
And to think well of the people who are close to me, my family, my friends.
And we have respect for them.
If I don't respect myself, it's going to be really hard for me to respect other people. If I am constantly putting myself down and thinking, oh, I can't do anything right, I'm no good, I will unconsciously then look down on other people, and I'm going to find what's wrong with them too.
Yes, and part of that is self-respect and accepting our own failures. Tell us about that.
You know, it is so easy to look at ourselves and go, oh, I did that wrong. I screwed up in this way. I made this mistake yesterday. I'm a horrible person. And we do make mistakes. Getting to the attitude that making mistakes is actually a part of our humanity can be a very powerful thing. But we generally don't think of it like that. We don't experience our life that making mistakes, making errors, is actually a part of being human. And we say we learn from our mistakes, but we don't behave as if we're learning from we don't behave as if mistakes are actually a good thing.
So there's an element of forgiving oneself for the mistakes that they've made and moving on from there.
And I would say it's even more, Kirby. You're absolutely right. Forgiving myself for the mistakes I make can be really powerful, but if I could go even a step further and saying, you know, I really appreciate that mistake that I made because it's helping me be a better person. It's helping me do something that I might not have done before because I didn't know.
Staying authentic, realizing that we make mistakes, that we need to accept that and move on.
And that authenticity comes from and begins with that acceptance of who we are and where we have come from.
What you're talking about here is a level of unconscious conditioning that we've picked up in our childhood.
And you know, that's something that we also know. We know that our parents impacted us. We know that our family and childhood friends have impacted us. And one of the ways that that happens to us, Kirby, is we all feel hurt as children. We all feel happy, but we don't realize that our response to this pain, to make it go away, was automatic. Nobody tried to be angry and be a rebel as a child, for example. We did it automatically in order to make some pain go away. People don't become people pleasers or perfectionists on purpose. We did that because we wanted to feel some sort of happiness. And in order to feel that happiness, we came up with an unconscious way of responding to people, responding to life.
Yes, and we have a tendency to develop a lack of self-love. How can we love ourselves better?
I think that loving ourselves better is going to begin with what you were talking about a little while ago, accepting our mistakes, forgiving ourselves, and then in turn we end up forgiving other people, we accept other people's mistakes, and all of those things work in tandem with each other, creates a cycle that creates an authenticity about ourselves.
Being true to yourself.
That's exactly right.
How can someone be more true to themselves and still stay in relationship with others?
being aware of who you are, being aware of that unconscious conditioning that you were talking about, knowing yourself. As you do that, you're going to be more true to yourself, you're going to be more authentic.
Thank you, David. How can someone contact you if they're interested in learning more or perhaps setting up an appointment with you?
Go to marriagecounseloraustin.com or lifecoachaustin.com.